Right, so I wanted to make a video talking a little bit more about BLM and the latest craziness going on with them. We have a couple big stories that came out recently about it. The first one being RCMP charge anti-racism organizer with assault in connection with Red Deer protests. Now, this is something that went on about, I think it was in September, but nonetheless, they just charged this person about a little over a week ago. And here's the thing, this has been a pretty controversial thing going on in Alberta, and it really shouldn't be. I mean, it really shouldn't be because here's the thing. This person was on video. I mean, you can go look up the video for yourself. I've seen it myself. She clearly assaulted someone on camera. Like, it couldn't be more black and white. Like, it couldn't be more black and white. And here's the thing, you have all these leftists and BLM idiots out there talking about how, oh, the RCMP is all they're racist and all this garbage. Like, no, it's complete garbage. The big problem here is that these people, these BLM organizers, and these people that think that they're anti-racist, they think that the rules don't apply to them, right? That, oh, I'm an anti-racist or I'm anti-fascist, therefore the rules don't apply to me. And this is the big problem. This is the big problem that these people, and here's the real problem here is that normally, if you look at recently, that's what happens, right? That's what happens is that, you look at all these riots and all the looting. Has there been mass arrests of these people? No. Has you even look at a lot of these cases, you had George Floyd. Have the charges been dropped against those cops? No. Has the charges been, or any charges been dropped against the guys in Kenosha? No. Has the charges or any have these people been cleared? Have these cops been cleared? No. So the problem is that it's a complete double standard. It's a different set of rules for different sets of people. I mean, you look at to make my point here, you have Matt Walsh here pointing out they've completely dropped the unarmed black man stuff. Now they even riot when an armed black man is shot while trying to kill police officers. This is not about police brutality or racial injustice. It never was. Now, this is in regards to the guy in Philadelphia that was coming at cops with a knife and got shot. And sure enough, there was riots and looting going on. And again, this is the thing I've been trying to point out for the longest time. This is not about racial justice. This is how radical organizations and radical ideas gain a foothold. What they do is they attach themselves to what the average person would think is a just cause, i.e., anti-racism or racial justice, and they use it to push their radical agenda, which is actually far left craziness, right? I mean, you look at this story from Andy No talking about Black Bloc who punches a Jews for Trump caravan participant gets knocked to the ground when he tries to run away. Now, again, these people believe that the rules don't apply to them, right? They believe that the rules don't apply to them. And this is the problem that these people need to be charged. They need to be held accountable. Because if we want to have a society where people are treated equally, you can't assault people who disagree with you. I'm sorry, I don't care what it is. And this is the thing, dude, that they constantly bring up how peaceful they are, which is complete bunk. You're not peaceful, right? There was billions of dollars in property damage done in the States. All of it completely pointless, right? They're protesting over incidents that weren't racist or weren't racism, right? George Floyd, not racism. I'm sorry, you can disagree with that, what happened, but it wasn't racism. Jacob Blake, same thing. I mean, I think that one's a little more clear cut even. You look at pretty much all of these high profile cases. They're not racism. They're not, right? It really isn't complicated. I don't know why it is so complicated. Now, I think the reason that it is so complicated is because there's a lot of people out there, many of them I've talked to personally, that they disagree with all this garbage. They disagree with it. They don't support it, but they're afraid to speak up because if they do, someone will call them racist. Someone may try and get them fired. I mean, we've passed the point of peaceful discourse on this kind of stuff, and this is why people need to speak up because, like I say, we're past the point of peaceful discourse. And if we keep letting it get worse, the problem's only going to get worse. So the options are I mean, basically, as a society, we have two options. Um, Pretend like the problem doesn't exist and don't speak up, or and here's the thing, if you do that, the problem's only going to get worse, right? Because if you ignore problems, they don't just magically get better, they only get worse. So that's the first thing. Or you can speak up and the problem will get better, because the more people that speak up, the better the problem will get, because um, the minute that these people realize that the vast majority disagree with them, that's when they'll finally start to get it through their thick skull, right? Because the vast majority of people do not agree with these people. The vast majority of people do not agree with defund the police. Even the majority of blacks don't even support it, right? So this is absolute craziness. Like, these people are fringe. This is a fringe political movement. BLM, Antifa, any of these um, political movements, they are fringe movements. The vast majority of people do not agree with them. And here's the thing, whether or not the majority of people agree with something is completely irrelevant, right? Like, it's completely irrelevant. Just because the majority support something or don't support something doesn't make it good or bad inherently, right? That doesn't matter. But the problem is that these people think, from their point of view, they think that the majority of people agree with them. So that's something that needs to happen, right? So again, the problems here are, like I say, that these people feel like the rules don't apply to them. They feel like they can assault someone simply because they disagree with them politically. We've seen, look at, like I say, multiple cases like this. These aren't isolated incidents. They really aren't. So again, these people feel like the rules don't apply to them, and why is that? Is because in a lot of ways they don't, right? Like, in a lot of ways they don't. If a white guy runs at cops with a knife and they get shot, is there going to be riots for them? No. If if a member of the Proud Boys did what this person did, would anybody care about them being charged? Well, absolutely not. So why do we care about it on the other way around? Why do we care about it? Now, again, if there is a legitimate example of police brutality, yeah, absolutely. The cops should be punished, right? The cops should be punished. But the problem is that police brutality isn't nearly as big of an issue as what these people would have you think. And the way you know that is that if it was, they would be able to give some legitimate examples of it. They wouldn't be the best examples of it wouldn't be people running at cops with a knife, right? They wouldn't be, examples of a guy overdosing. They wouldn't be examples of, a guy violently resisting arrest, right? Like, come on, like, it's absolute insanity. So again, the solutions are, as people are always wondering what the solutions are, simply speak up. Like, stop staying silent on the issue. And here's the thing, a lot of people think that the majority of people disagree with them, which isn't true. There's a lot of people that silently want to speak up but don't. And if you do, they're probably going to think, hey, I actually agree with this person. I'm happy they have the guts to speak their mind, right? And they're probably going to like you more. Now, again, there's some people that you probably don't want to speak up around, but to be fair, you probably already know who those people are. Like, these fringe activists, like these people, they're people that are usually pretty vocal about their political opinions, like, to begin with, even though they're incredibly fringe. Like, they're incredibly fringe, but they're still probably more likely to be um, they're still probably gonna do it, right? So again, that's kind of what I wanted to bring up today. So if you like the video, make sure you hit that like and subscribe. If you haven't already, make sure you check out those links in the description. Make sure you follow me on those other platforms. If you want to donate, you can do that as well. But like I say, make sure you just hit that like and subscribe if you haven't already.